These are the things that I would do and I have done in my life when I identified that I was in a plateau, whether sports or when I was competing in poker world or in business. First thing is I looked at my work ethic, and I always realized that in times of peak trough or negative cycles, I'd always let my work ethic go down. I'd let my hours decrease, but I'd convinced myself that they had not, and that I thought I was still working as hard as I was, but I was definitely not anywhere close to working as hard as I was or as hard as I could. The next thing is I identified that I could increase my skill sets or bring in new systems or acquire new sets of education or go down a new process of education, meaning things have changed. I was doing the same thing like a golfer, same swing for 3-4 years, but guess what happens for 3 to 4 years in business? AI comes out, TikTok comes out, things come out. So sometimes we need to pick up a new skill set and adjust with the time. And one of the most important quotes that you'll hear is the successful people of the future are going to be the ones that can learn, unlearn, and relearn, meaning they can learn systems and strategies and things that they're doing now that works. And it's the main social media platform, but then all of a sudden something new comes out in the future. They have to unlearn what they knew is, well, YouTube used to be the biggest, baddest video platform, but here in 5 years from now, we don't know, right? And then they have to learn whatever it is, right? Trend bad habits start to talk about that. The mind-body harmony, meaning when one is off, they will both be off. This is so important to understand that we've done a lot of the fitness presentations and talking about 10 to 15 different ways your income goes up when your body and your mind health are working. Free up money. So one of the things that can get you out of a plateau or momentum is to take the pressure off. And many of you guys should do an audit of your life and business right now, personal. Go look at all the gym memberships, look at any reoccurring subscription service, look at anything that you can cut out. And you should do this probably every quarter because many times we have stuff that we're paying for that we don't use. And as you start to free up money, you can take that money and put it back into something that can return more money back to you. Freeing up time. Start looking at your week. Start figuring out how to get to a 26, 28, 30, 32 hour day is the goal, which adds up to a much longer week. And the way that we do that is we compress time and compress activities. So instead of listening to a podcast at your desk and then going to the gym for an hour, go to the gym and listen to podcasts while you're at the gym. So now you have a 25-hour day because you did 2 hours that would have been 2 individual hours, but as one. So every time you do a 2-for-1 or 3-for-1 time hour conversion, what happens is you increase the length of your day. I try to shoot to have 26 to 30 hour days every day is really my goal. Free up the thought process. Figure out where the stress is coming from. So your mind is always fine unless it's dirty, like water. Water is always okay unless mud gets in it. And then when the mud gets in it, we have to clean the mud out, right? So we need to think about if we're not having the right mind, who's helping increase this negative thought process? Is it certain friends? Is it family members? Is it partners? What is going on, right? How do we clear the mind? How do we forgive someone? How do we ask for forgiveness? How do we find gratitude in what we're doing? Well, a lot of times we're frustrated because of entitlement and we're not grateful for what we have. And so always try to figure out if you're not thinking correctly, what's muddied the waters. Seek advice from qualified people, mentors. Whenever I kind of flatline, I start reaching up and reaching around and talking to people, seeing what people are up to. What are they doing? What ideas are they focusing on? Can you see that I've done anything different? Can you tell me? Be brutally honest, because I can't see my flaws. So the one thing is, when you have a mentor or partner around you, say you're a golfer and you're on a golf range, when you hit that golf ball, what just happened? They saw the golf ball get hit, you saw the golf ball get hit. Look at it this way. So you both saw the golf ball get hit, but they were the only one that saw your swing. So you can see the ball get hit and you can see the ball go, going left, right, far, wherever it went. But they can see that too, but they can see you as you're swinging. You cannot see your own swing. And what that means is we have blind spots, we have holes, and only a third party can let us know from looking in from outside ourselves these things that are wrong with ourselves. But we need to have an emotional maturity about ourselves that if we let people know we want some feedback, they'll bring it and we better be able to handle it, right? But it is important to understand because sometimes what do we do? In the beginning, we lie to ourselves and tell us we're doing better, we're fine, but sometimes we're not. And sometimes we need that brutal honesty to kind of put us in our place so we can restructure ourselves. Study competition. If somebody's winning around you, what are they doing? Look at your competitors, look at your people within EXP, outside of EXP, look at what people are doing in different industries. Ideas come from people that are in business, and just because they're not your partners doesn't mean you can't get ideas from them. Look for new trends to exploit. Is there anything new happening like with AI? Is there anything on the news? Is there any new system or service coming out? Organize the environment. This is very important. A distracted mind cannot have focus. Think about what we just talked about. What about your house and your car and your environment? Is it clean? Is it dirty? Is it organized? This is something I deal with a lot personally. Just to be honest, is I'm so focused on trying to organize my business that sometimes my personal life gets a little bit disorganized. I'll give you some advice on this here in a little bit. But a lot of times when we're frustrated and we're not having breakthroughs, it's because our mind is so overwhelmed overwhelmed and it can't focus because we're living in such a disorganized environment. It could be the noise of the environment, kids running around. If it's a distracting environment, you need to get out and figure out a way where you can concentrate. If you have too many things around you, televisions and things to pull your attention away, and video games, got to take it out of the house. The best thing that ever happened to me was when I was going bankrupt almost a decade ago. I ran out of money and I literally had to sell my flat screen TV for marketing dollars. I pawned it literally for a few $100. And what happened was my income skyrocketed because I didn't have the distraction of TV. And I didn't realize that I was watching TV all day. An average person watches 5 to 6 hours of TV. Let's say you made $120,000 last year. It's $10,000 a month. Think if you just took 1 hour of TV away every single day. It's 365 hours, divided by 40-hour work week. It's over 2 months of income equivalents. So you're literally increasing your income by over $20,000. So instead of making 120, you're making over 140,000 just by trading your time that you save from giving up an hour a day back into income producing activities. So it's not that we don't have enough time in the day. It's that we disrespect ourselves with how we choose to spend our time because we lie to ourselves and say that we're trying to build the best business or the best family or the best future possible. But then what do? We play video games all day. We watch TV all night. And we do things that don't work on our business or work on our relationships.